Welcome back to Persona Q Shadow of the Labyrinth. Last time, as you can see, we finished exploring Inaba Pride Exhibit Night 3. This time, we're actually not going to go into Night 4. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of side quests, and in fact, I'm going to save these stroll conversations for the next part, because, yeah, last side quest episode, I ended up having to split into two because it went on way too long, so hopefully that won't happen this time. Because I actually forgot about Treasure Hunters Wanted entirely, so let's go ahead and accept that.
Are you sure you would like to accept this quest?
Yes, this one's worth a lot of experience, as you can see.
This quest is...
This is kind of a weird one. Elizabeth left a lottery ticket under each of the 12 statues on the 3rd floor. And only one of them is the winning ticket. And, yeah, Elizabeth sure has a lot of free time.
Well then.
So, the statue allows the passage of the holy flame, there will be a slight breeze near the statue, and the statue will be wearing the starless loincloth. Okay then. And, by the way, Elizabeth's not kidding. I've already gone ahead and recorded what happens, because it's actually really funny, so I kind of highly recommend doing it. Make a separate save first, because you will lose out on the additional reward for this.
This quest will have a time limit.
So you'll always get the strength, like that reverse item, but there's an additional reward for picking the winning ticket. Anyway, I'll accept this one second.
Are you sure you would like to accept this quest?
It's time to help Junpei study.
This quest is...
This can only end well.
I apologize for the wait. Hello.
Well, I guess we do have Max Academics.
Thanks.
Also, I'm not going to acknowledge that second option because it's too mean.
Thank you.
Something that's kind of interesting about this game is that most of the characters don't show any development until around now, and there's sort of a reason for that. But, you know, I can't talk about that yet. We're very soon getting to the point where I can finally talk about all the spoilers, but just a little bit longer. And now...
That time has come once again. Prepare for another persona check.
And more Elizabeth voice acting.
For my research and for myself as well, I wish to test your true strength by having a bout with you. Now, allow me to borrow your map.
If you've sensed the pattern so far, it should be obvious where we have to fight her this time.
Entry complete. Please note it down for yourself before it disappears.
So it's right there. I'll mark this one with a diamond so as not to confuse it with the torches.
This room is also spacious and sturdy enough for us to do battle in. Well then, I will be waiting for you there. Please make sure that you come prepared.
So they're all 3x3 rooms on the 3rd floor of each labyrinth, and you unlock them after you get to the 4th floor of said labyrinths. However, this is actually going to be the last one of those. Well, at least the last traditional one of those. So it's kind of the end of an era. Anyway, I think we'll start off by doing Urgent Study Hall, because this one takes place at the base entirely.
Good work.
I don't think he did.
Let me see.
And, well, obviously, we're gonna totally destroy him. To impress Mitsuru. Obviously. Because Gary Stu knows she likes smart guys. Well, they're multiple choice, so this should be pretty simple. And this is the one where you get an additional reward for answering everything correctly, so let's do this. It's quiz time. Of course, yeah, if you played Persona 3, you'll know that guy. He only really talks about that point in history. I'm sorry, but that line just sounds so much like the title of a clickbait video or news article.
Let me see.
So, yeah, let's, find the fake festival. Now, this first one I think might be a reference to Day of the Dead in some places. Not entirely sure what this is, and I've tried looking for only 5 seconds long festival online, and the only results are this game, so it apparently exists because the correct answer here, the one that doesn't belong, is drinking 100 liters of water, because that would kind of kill you, probably.
Attention! You did well.
Yep, apparently the 5-second festival is real, but I have no idea what it is. Then again, often when you see something that weird in a multiple choice question, genre savviness dictates that it's usually true.
Huh?
That, although, you know, you can easily, like, kind of fake out people in games like Fibbage with that. That feels like a game that I probably have fun playing, but I've never actually played it myself. I've only seen the Runaway Guys videos of that game.
I wonder.
I see.
Let me see.
And so, autumn festivals. This is kind of interesting because, to me, this is one of those questions that I pretty much immediately figured out when I first saw this, but not entirely sure why, but it seems like a common theme of autumn festivals, not just in Japan, but all across the world, involves thanking the harvest. Or being thankful for a harvest. Which I think is actually, what that festival that I attended on my school trip was about.
C'est magnifique.
For real?
Apparently the whole autumn harvest thing is also the reason why, although I could be wrong about this, but I think it's the reason why the American school year is the way it is. I still find the way the school year is done in the Northern Hemisphere really bizarre, because in Australia, we actually start in February and finish in November, so the school year is pretty much just the normal year.
Whoa.
Okay, so we're still one ahead. Yeah, everyone has their own methods to make study more, to get them more motivated to study. I kind of forget what mine are, actually. I just kind of conventionally studied for most tests that I did at school and university. And for this one, well, if this wasn't the correct answer, then you'd be kind of offending someone, so yeah, obviously this is the right one here.
Impressive.
I see.
C'est magnifique.
And obviously we win.
Whew.
Let me see.
Yo, what's going on? Huh?
Yeah, I had a feeling there wasn't a test close to the point where PQ takes place in the P3 timeline.
However,
But, you know, especially in Japanese high schools, you kind of need to be studying all the time. So I should mention, as you can probably tell by that focusing on Mitsuru and Junpei, that quest is totally different on the P4 route, and the answers are also different, but the Shin Megami Tensei wiki has a full list of the correct answers. I might record the version of that quest on the P4 route just to show how different it is. But anyway, our next step is back into the Labyrinth to find the winning lottery ticket. I don't really need to change my party for this, I think. I'll just be running for most battles, so let's go. And back to the 3rd floor. We'll get to the 4th floor eventually, and I'm sure many people are looking forward to that, because that one is very infamous, but
Now that I think about it,
this is a side quest episode. So, Holy Flame can pass through, there's a breeze, and it's wearing the Starless Loincloth.
okay, let's go.
So, let's just show the full map here. And I guess I can explain what the hints mean. So the first one to cover is the Starless Loincloth. That refers to Genbu gates, because they're black like the night sky. So, that narrows it down to just 3 of them. That one here, the 2nd Genbu gate there, and the 3rd Genbu gate there. Next is that it allows the Holy Flame to pass. This means that it needs to be within 10 spaces of a source of fire. So, for example, this one qualifies, and this one qualifies, but this one up here would not qualify. We can't get the Holy Flame over there. Unfortunately, that means we've now narrowed it down to 2. The 3rd clue is there's a faint breeze nearby. This one is actually a little bit tricky, but the breeze means those pinwheels that represent shortcuts. This Genbu gate right here has a shortcut the closest to it. This one here, the shortcut's a little bit further away. Like, this one is directly in line with the shortcut, and there's only 1 space between it and the shortcut, so that's the one that has the breeze. So we need to go to that gate. But yes, I will be showing bonus footage of what happens if you... Makes me think of Monokuma for a second, if you pick the wrong one. Because if you do, it is punishment time. Well, actually, you only get punished if you try and pick 2. And I will be showing that too, because it's pretty funny. But let's check this one.
Now that I think about it,
So, let's flip it over. And this is it! This is the winning one. So you'll get an additional reward if you pick the correct lottery ticket on your first try. Ken?
no.
In fact, I'll show you what happens if you pick 2 right now.
Megidula on. Oh.
So yeah, that's what happens. I wasn't gonna do that, but I just kind of had extra time. I'd finished a recording session, and I thought, you know what, I might as well just try recording what happens if you pick 2, and I was not disappointed. So, with that out of the way, I'm actually going to go ahead and report both of these quests, because the extra experience will definitely help
Welcome.
for the fight that we're going to be in for. So, let's report. Firstly, Treasure Hunters Wanted. Both of these will be giving us additional rewards.
Congratulations. This will be your reward.
And the participation reward is a Strength Luck Reverse. You could use this theoretically to make Ken a physical powerhouse.
Please, take...
Considering we already have a ton of physical powerhouses on the team, that's not really necessary, but it's kind of a gimmick that you could try, I guess. We also get a Megadola skill card. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you've seen her quest in Persona 3.
A job well done.
And we amuse Elizabeth more. At least that one was considerably less painful for us than fighting her. Oh, we have to get rid of some items. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sell this stuff. I completely forgot to do that, so I'll be right back. Because I need to make room for the rewards for that other request. And now let's report the study hall one.
Please wait a moment. I apologize for the wait.
Thank you.
Hopefully it works.
You can have this.
You know, honestly, I feel like the one way to motivate him would be studying together with Chidori, but I'm not even sure if she even attends high school. Anyway, we get a Mediarahan skill card.
However,
If you get all the questions right, we get this. A Soma, which is a full HP and SP heal for the entire party. Those items definitely suffer from what Final Fantasy fans would call Elixir Syndrome, though. Often you just hoard them until the end of the game, even though there's no reason not to use them against the final boss. We're getting up there.
I leveled up.
And Sonic Punch upgrades to Brain Shake. And in only one more level, she gets Mind's Eye, which is a lot better than Critical Eye. That one is pretty good for certain combinations of skills. Myriad arrows. But anyway, now that we've done all that, we'll have to decide who to give these skill cards to, and what party we'll be using for the Elizabeth fight itself. So here's the thing. I was thinking of giving Medea Rahan to Gary Stu because Medea was kind of losing its usefulness. But now I'm starting to think of giving him Healing Hands. That'll buff Medea's healing power, and it will also affect the healing power of everyone in battle, including the Navigator. So is there anyone else who could take Medea Rahan? I guess as sort of a tank, but then again she uses her SP for things like Power Charge and Shura Tensei, so maybe not. Well, I suppose this would give Teddy an additional use. I feel bad giving it to someone like Teddy, although... You know what? That's going to increment the Teddy own count. I could give it to you as well, because he's very well-rounded, and him having full healing might also be nice. I'm sorry, Teddy, but let's give it to him. And next we have Gigantic Fist and Megadola. I'm mostly doing this just to get these out of my inventory. Well, Junpei doesn't have any skill cards yet. Might as well give him that. And Megadola. You already have Megado. Naoto already learns all minor skills naturally. Feels like Yukari's one of the few viable choices for that at this point. Nah, Ken's magic's pretty low. Or, you know, I could give it to Teddy just for lols. The thing is, there are actually a few other skill cards that I kind of want on EO. You know what, just for the lols. Teddy will have infinite almighty power. So now, we need to set up our party for this fight. So, let me talk about this fight for a second. Like the other Elizabeth battles, she has a soft weakness. She takes 10% more damage from fire, even though that won't give you boost or cause a knockdown. So I want fire attacks, but she also uses ice, as you could probably expect from her having a soft weakness to fire. So if you do bring people like Yukiko, you want to bring some kind of fire protection. In this case, I have Black Frost, who's perfect. Ice protection. So in this case, I have Black Frost, who has Absorb Ice. So, I want to bring Yukiko, I want to bring Junpei for his fire-based physical attacks. Who else uses fire here? Actually, the P3 protagonist, so I'm forced to bring him anyway. I guess Shinjiro's a little low level, I might want to bring him here, because physical damage is pretty reliable. Also, you want tanks here. Elizabeth mainly focuses on physical attacks, and very powerful physical attacks at that. And as for my last slots, I was originally going to go with Zen and Ray because they have Fire Spray, but now I'm thinking maybe someone else like Teddy or you, maybe? Perhaps, I think I did I use Teddy for the last Elizabeth fight? I think I did, actually, but Teddy does resist ice, and he's basically just going to be my buff bot for this. He's not really going to be doing much damage. For support, it doesn't really matter who I bring here, although I've been using Fuka for a lot, so let's go ahead and switch over to Rise. And while we're here... Okay, this is kind of overkill. Because I actually bought Skadi from the Compendium and I'm sacrificing her. This is a lot of money just for one skill. Oh, I guess I need to sacrifice Skadi anyway. So let's register Gabriel, so I have access to that healing hand skill at any time. And extract that skill card. And you know what? I have money to spare. Let's do it again. I want to see that stacking effect in action. So let's teach you Healing Hand. And let's give a second Healing Hand skill card to Yukiko. And Skadi Shard lets us make, Ikebal, the original Japanese name of Yufel from Fire Emblem, the legendary bow from the 4th game. Which I'm pretty sure was actually a weapon for Yukari in, it does ice damage. Interesting. And yes, made of yew, that's where its localized name comes from. I think they're both kind of valid, referencing that original myth. But anyway, now that we've done all of that, so we're close to where we have to fight Elizabeth, but that happens to be right near that area where we got that event for not using Teddy a lot, and I have Teddy in my party, so does this change? Oh, okay. No, don't worry, I'll be using you again soon.
Come on.
So this event stays here forever, and whoever you haven't used for the longest guilt trips you for the rest of the game every time you go back here. I didn't realize that it changed. That's interesting. So yeah, I will be using Chair next time, I guess. So, I guess I can show my setup here. I've actually got the Strength Luck reverse on Gary Stu, just because he's going to be using his physical fire attack a lot in this fight, and it doesn't actually reduce his luck all that much equipping this. His stats are just pretty excellent all round. Junpei swapped out the Storm Ring for the Frozen Stone because we won't be encountering any wind in this fight at all, and that just gives him a slight chance of being immune to one of the boss's attacks. You've still got the Festival Drum for the extra power, you have the Direct Guard because you're kind of my healer, so I want you to survive, and Teddy has the All-Around badge because he needs all the help he can get stat-wise. As for Personas, I've got Alraune on Gary Stu because I really like Salome's Kiss, also Circle Recovery is nice to have. Free Memento might actually not be a bad idea either, except that takes up a buff slot, annoyingly. This fight, we will be encountering Magic Bind in this fight. Junpei has Kuhulin and Shinjiro has Tamlin. These easily could be reversed. The thing is that Dragon Cry synergizes quite well with the skill that Shinjiro has, Moondrop, which reduces the enemy's defense for the rest of the turn. Yukiko has that, obviously, for Absorb Ice, and Teddy has Black Rider for... Like I said, Teddy is basically my buff bot here. So, let's go. It's time for...
I think this is it. The
Hang
room
on a
that
minute.
Elizabeth told us to come to. Yeah, Elizabeth's definitely in there. And she's gotten even stronger. Actually, it might be more that she was holding back her real power until now. It'll be fine. We've gotten a lot stronger since last time, too.
Still not enough to take on full power Elizabeth, though. We probably wouldn't last a single turn against that.
So don't look so worried, Fuuka-chan. Let's do the best we can, okay? Rise-chan, yes, you're right. We'll do our best to support you and cheer you on.
What, no mangling expressions this time? I have one thing that I want to do before we go in. I can't believe I almost forgot this. Okay, now we're ready, let's go.
I've been waiting for you. Let us begin our battle at once.
Getting straight to the point.
I've been looking forward to this moment. I wish to make you stronger and see you summon that... that is what my research is for, after all.
Ah, okay, I think I see where this is going.
Then again, I won't deny that I simply want to have another bout with you.
That and Elizabeth just finds these little engagements fun.
I clash with all my might against you. I may finally find the answer to what I've been searching for. Even if I can get a mere glimpse of that answer, it will be worth it.
Elizabeth, you don't want to get a glimpse of the answer. You'll see horribly derailed Yukari, among other things.
That is the feeling I get. Excuse my rambling. That is all I can tell you as of yet. In other words, I hope that you win this battle.
Except you're not going to go easy on us, so, yeah, that's a little contradictory.
It seems we have no choice but to fight after all. Leader, do not let your guard down.
This will not go as easily as our first battle, or the one after. You must approach this with the drive to kill. Your fate is in the cards.
And so, Elizabeth, round 3 begins.
In this round, you are pitted against myself and this persona. Please demonstrate your power to me. I demand satisfaction. I am very interested to see how this battle will end.
Yep, of course I had to bring Navigator Elizabeth along. I almost forgot to do that, so that's why I had to go back. Anyway, Elizabeth in this fight is going to be using a persona known as Oyamatsumi. And this is another one of those fights where she follows a predetermined pattern. In the first phase, her pattern is basic attack, gigantic fist, then silent song. So, Silent Song inflicts Magic Bind, by the way. I don't know if you can avoid that by defending. I guess I might try that. But anyway, Binds do work on her, and Strength and Agility Bind... Strength Bind in particular really neuters her power a lot. So, let's see. I think I might want to start off by just going for Salome's Kiss. Junpei will... Flame Link's not that great at this point because he's going to be going pretty much last. He's actually speed tied with Teddy, which is kind of a shame. Shinjiro is going to be going definitely last. And let's actually go with Maraku Unda on you. Yukiko will just use a straight up basic attack, I guess. And then Teddy will go for Mataru Kaja on the party. Yeah, her basic attacks hurt a lot. She's using a very physically based persona this time. Okay, got both strength and agility. Those are the ones that I kind of want. Does mean, though, that she will be using Silent Song. Because Magic Bind will, ironically, prevent her from using her Magic Bind skill. Don't know if that's the correct way to use Irony, but still. I think one of my favorite descriptions of that I've read online is that Irony is a fire truck on fire. So yeah, she has quite a lot of health too, but she does take 10% more damage from fire attacks. Should I go for Renewal Aura right now? Might as well. And you'll go for Goku Entor. At this point, I'm just going to go straight up attacking. She's going to be using Gigantic Fist this turn, or she would if she wasn't strength bound. Shinjiro now will go for the Dragon Cry, and you'll just go for... I suppose you can try a Maragion. And then Teddy can... I would kind of like to get circles set up here. Yeah, let's go for that just in case that Agility Bind wears off. So I think that's healing a little bit more than it normally does. Huh, that did about as much damage as my test run of this when I didn't have the Strength Luck reverse, so that's kind of disappointing. Obviously that would miss because she's already agility bound. Speaking of agility bound though, yeah, so she would have used Gigantic Fist there. And yeah, wow, that's a lot of healing from the Circle Recovery, because I think Healing Hands buffs that. Okay, so now it's time for Silent Song. So at this point, I want... okay, she's still bound, good. So I want my non-physical attackers, I think they'll try defending here and see if that works. With Junpei, I'm just kind of praying for a crit at this point, because then he can actually get Flame Link in. You know what? Shinjiro will be going second, so I'll still be getting more damage out of Flame Link, I guess. And yeah, she's agility bound. Let's go for Myriad Arrows. And I'm going to have you two defend just to see if this prevents Silent Song from working. No power charge buffs or anything like that, but it still does quite a lot of damage. Yeah, I didn't want to go for the ultimate broken version of Myriad Arrows. I showed that once, I promised I wouldn't do that again.
You call for a hero?
Oh, I'm stupid. Shinjiro, I Dragon Cry. Of course he's going before Junpei. Yeah, I think defending does stop that. So, yeah, magic users defend on the turn she uses that attack.
Leader, you will only be able to use physical attacks at the moment.
And I had nothing to do with that whatsoever. Anyway, again, I'm just kind of praying for a crit on Gary's at this point. How are our buffs doing? Okay, we need to reapply Mataru Kaja. We'll need to reapply the defense debuff on her too. So let's just straight up go for Nuclear Blast again. I guess Shinjiro can Myriad Arrows one more time. Yuhyo will just use her basic attack, and you will reapply Mataru Kaja. I did go ahead and buy a few more, I need to debuff her defense again, but oh well. Another Myriad Arrows is always worth it. So she's back to regular attack this turn. I need to keep her pattern in mind. Almost forgot about her pattern for a second, because the pattern does change later. And yeah, that's the Suzaku Feather working. It does fire damage, so it will be doing slightly more damage than most of her physical attacks would be.
Too easy.
And Circle is still up.
What?
And Defense debuff is gone. Which I think means the Circle will be gone soon.
My, what is the matter? This is not the extent of your power. I shall draw out your true strength.
So we're in Phase 2 now. In Phase 2, Elizabeth adds Mabufudine after Silent Song. So at the moment she's still in Gigantic Fist. And she's still Strength bound, so she won't be doing that. Let's see. I would kind of like to use Salome's Kiss on my boosted turns with Garistu, but nah. Actually, I think I may have room for free Memento here. I suppose I could go for that. And yeah, it's forced to only work on the user's row. Shinjiro still has one more turn left to Dragon Cry, though I might as well make the most of that while I've got it. I could actually try going for Moondrop here and just seeing what that does for the other people's damage. Because Moondrop actually does a lot, as you might see if I use it here. So for example, I could actually go for Moondrop and then Agidine on Yukiko. Teddy doesn't really have many actual attacks that he could use. Revenge Blow's delayed till next turn. Nah, not going to do that. Go for Mega Dollar, but that'd be kind of dumb. I suppose a Mabufala.
Caster.
Yeah, that hurts quite a lot, and it also debuffs defense.
Around.
Actually, probably should have had Garrus use Agidine there. Oh well. Well, there's Agidine with an attack buff and with her defense debuffed. Junpei is not crit at all so far, I don't think, which is kind of a shame. And not much damage from Teddy. Okay, so now it's Silent Song time.
What?
And Dragon Cry is gone. She's still agility bound though. Okay, here's where we have a bit of a problem because Shinjiro, yeah, he's probably going to end up getting hit with Wait, no, I have free Memento. But that will still mean that if he gets hit with Magic Bind, he won't be able to use Dragon Cry this turn. Which is kind of a shame. I guess I'll go with... I guess I can try Flame Link. You're still bound, though, so I could go for a Myriad Arrows, though I do really like having Dragon Cry up on Shinjiro. Maybe I'll save my SP for a little later. I have Yukiko Basic Attack, and Teddy will... I guess he'll set up another Circle. Yeah, I probably want Lethargy Circle here.
Orpheus.
Oh, I forgot to defend with my 2 magic users. Oh well. Oh, you could go crit, which is probably a shame because she's going to get magic down this turn, I think.
Are you ready?
Okay, no cut-ins, but I'm pretty sure at least one of these will crit because that's usually how it goes. Really, no crits out of Myriad Arrows at all. Well, at least Flamlink will hit again. And there's the silent song.
Whoa.
Teddy getting silenced isn't bad at all.
Hey, you. Eat this.
I don't think this will trigger another Flame Leaf.
It's got guts.
And yeah, there goes Shinjiro's bind.
Teddy is currently only good for physical attacks.
This isn't good.
And well, Teddy's usually not good for anything, but anyway. Yep, let's go for a Salome's Kiss because she's lost all of her binds. So, she just used Silent Song, she's in Phase 2, she'll be using Mabufudine now. Which is, honestly, I'm okay with that. Mabufudine really doesn't, do much at all. She's mainly physical based, like I said before, but how's our Mataru card just looking pretty fine. So I guess I can have Shinjiro set up Dragon Cry. Yukiko is boosted, so she could go for an Agidine. And Teddy can just basic attack, I suppose. Okay, got Magic Bind this time, which means no Mabufudine. Except I would really like Strength Bind here, obviously, because, yeah, later in the fight, you really do want Strength Bind. At least there's the link going.
Come.
And yeah, she would have used Mabufudine there, like I said. Are we in a new phase yet?
That leaves one more enemy. Just the one.
I lean too much on my persona.
So, we're just barely not in phase 3. So that means, yeah, she's gonna be going straight back to regular attack now. Okay. Because I'm sure she'll say something when she switches phases. Shinjiro is now in Dragon Cry, and Teddy's still bound, so no Mataru Kaja for us this turn. But she is agility bound, so I can go for a Myriad Arrows. Don't even need to use Medea here, actually. I guess Yukiko can just use a basic attack. And Teddy will... Do I have any bind curing items at all? I don't think so. I have Patra Gems, but nothing else. So I guess Teddy will just attempt to get an extra link hit in.
Persona.
There are those crits I needed. Okay, she's definitely in the next phase now.
Orpheus.
And there's another crit. So I get either a free Salome's Kiss or a free Agudine. Nice crit there too.
Persona.
Yeah, apparently Yukiko is surprisingly decent at physical attacks when she gets a certain ability later in the game. With the Suzaku Feather, I mean, equipped. And yeah, basic attack.
Too easy.
What?
Mataru Kaja's gone. Free Memento's gone. Come on, bind, go on Teddy, please.
I
Good.
see you are coming into your own. There is a world of difference from when we first fought. I believe it is you who will finally give me my answer. I shall shift into an even higher gear now. Do not disappoint me.
So, okay, she's not agility bound. That means I can't use Myriad Arrows, unfortunately. So, 50% HP, she swaps out her regular attack and Giant Fist for Power Charge and Blade of Fury, which would mean that she's technically on Blade of Fury this turn. Blade of Fury hits an entire row for a lot of damage. I guess I'll go for another Salome's Kiss and see if I can get Strength Bind. And I'll have Yukiko on hand ready to heal, because this could be bad. I suppose I'll go for... what should I use here? He's got 2 turns of Dragon Cry. I could debuff her defense, I might as well do that. And Yukiko will, I guess, go for a free Agidine, and Teddy will use Mataru Kaja. I think she should be going for Blade of Fury this turn, even though, because she's supposed to Power Charge it first, but she's now, yeah, she's previously used her regular attack. Okay, good, she's bound, so I don't need to worry anyway.
It's Teddy time! You call for a hero?
Magic is bound. Okay, she was going to be using Power Charge there. Interesting, that means she's in Blade of Fury now.
That is the only remaining enemy, so it seems.
Uh-oh! I'm running low on persona juice!
Doesn't really matter, we're getting close to the end here. There is probably a world of difference since we last fought, although the main disappointment I'm having here is that Junpei's not doing as much as I'd hoped. I think his speed is just not working out well with the other characters that I brought to this fight. However, you are still agility bound, so I can just go for that. I guess I'll just regular attack with Yukiko, and Teddy will... I guess he'll set up Lethargy Circle just in case, because I kind of like having that circle recovery. And of course, there's definitely a world of difference since the last time we fought, because we now have Myriad Arrows. Even the non-broken version still hits very, very hard. She actually does have one more phase, but it doesn't really change all that much. The most dangerous part of this fight is the Power Charge Blade of Fury phase, which she does keep until the very end of the fight, but if you Strength Bind her, that is entirely rendered moot. Yeah, see, she was going to use Blade of Fury there.
This act is coming to a close.
Okay, she's in her final phase now.
It is unfortunate, but what meaning is there in a play whose curtain never falls?
Immediate flashback to the end of Sonic and the Black Knight.
Now then, let us play out our final scene. Please watch your step.
The only change now is that she adds one casting of Bufudine after Mabufudine. Okay, Shinjiro's Dragon Cry is worn off, but she's still agility bound. You know what, I'll still play this safe. Let's go for another Goku Intor. Junpei's Power Charge, let's go for a Power Charged Flame Link. You will... Actually, I could go for a Moon Drop here. And then Teddy could attack to make use of that Link.
Come on, Casper!
Not as much damage, but this should hopefully buff Junpei's Link damage a little bit.
Orpheus.
Unfortunately, yeah, if only Yukiko was a little bit slower here. Wow, Junpei crit with the Power Charge attack? Didn't really do a lot of damage, but still. That was, wow, that was quite a bit. Links combined with Power Charge are very, very strong.
What?
She should be down soon. She still has a little bit left. Actually, wait a minute. What was she supposed to be using? Last turn, she was supposed to be using Blade of Fury, and she couldn't do that. So this would have been Silent Song, so I believe she's on Mabufudine now. Of course, I could just Salome's Kiss and try and get the Strength Bind on her. But at this point, we might as well go all out and just try and finish this. Shinjiro is not under the effect of Dragon Cry, but that's probably fine. Because that'll mean more Link attacks. Teddy, unfortunately, isn't really doing all that much. This should be over fairly soon. And there's one Link hit. Actually, should be getting 3 of them this turn, because Kuhulan does have triple Link. Not Golden Link, though. But they do get stronger and stronger the more they hit. If this doesn't finish her, the Link hit probably will. Well, Link hit, actually didn't get the Link hit at all. Alright, because it's Tam Lin who has the triple Link. Kuhulan only has double Link. Oh, she's no longer agility bound, of course. Well, I would Salome's Kiss, but Shinjiro's going first. And he'll probably miss, because his accuracy tends to be not that high. I might as well try it, just in case, but... Actually, let's just go for Bolt Link, and see if we can finish this with a Link. So yeah, this turn will probably be regular Bufudine for her, but I thought that would happen. Yep, regular Bufudine. And of course, there's the Agility Bind. If Teddy finishes this... Oh, that would have been amazing if he did. Yeah, Junpei and Teddy are definitely speed type, which is kind of awkward. Wow, how much does she have left? She probably has barely anything left. Let's just go for a Myriad Arrows. It would be so amazing if Teddy actually got the KO here.
You call for a hero?
Yeah, Teddy went first last turn. Junpei's going first now, because they do seem to... That's... So speed ties probably work the same way they do in Pokemon.
Very impressive. Power.
Yep, that's it. She's down.
Did everyone see how great I was?
You helped out with the buffs, I guess, and that's a ton of experience.
You're doing really well.
So, we've now learned a better physical fire attack, which would have been helpful to have before that fight. I could have easily just fought one battle. He was just barely off of learning that. Oh, look, you've learned resist wind. I don't care.
Oh, cool!
Oh, look, you've learned Mega Dollar. I don't care. I'm using you as a Navigator persona. Restoring Touch. That's not a Navigator ability.
Well done. My sincerest thanks for indulging me thrice thus far. To earn victory over me at 75% of my strength, you're showing very impressive growth. Just a little more until my research reaches its completion and I grasp the answer I yearn for.
So, slight spoilers, we won't be finishing this quest chain until the post-game. Her final fight is post-game exclusive.
Let's continue this conversation back in the nurse's office. I shall give you your reward there as well. Well then, I'll go on ahead. Adieu!
So that fight went pretty well, I think. Yeah, I definitely trivialized it with binds, but at least it's better than trivializing with panic. I do feel like binds take a little bit more strategy to use than panic. Anyway, let's go ahead and report that for a little bit of extra experience and another reward. And in this case, a very useful reward.
Thank you for agreeing to my request. Here is your reward for this time. Having this in your possession will allow you to create a certain new persona through fusion.
This will let us create Oyamatsumi. And Oyamatsumi is kind of interesting. Honestly, as an actual persona, he's not that great. His skill set is a little bit all over the place, learning a combination of navigator skills, physical skills, and buffs. But the main reason you want to complete this quest is because Oyamatsumi has the Power Charge skill card. So, obviously, one of the best skill cards in the game, given how broken physical attacks are.
Please accept it. I'm certain that you are capable of controlling the surprise persona now.
Ah, yes, this has all been leading up to a special persona.
I will reveal all to you eventually, and that opportunity will come sooner than you think.
Actually, no, it won't come until post-game, so much longer than we think.
By the by, I have a question for you. Who are you?
Oh, that's a very vague question. I'm the popular guy.
I see. So you are who you are because there are others with you.
You could put it that way.
Those who gather in the Velvet Room are all destined to continue searching. That is why I, too, am searching for my identity. It may be you who provides me with that answer. Perhaps, that is. Either way, that answer is still on the horizon.
Not really, because I've already played the answer on this channel.
I'd be grateful if you were to complete some other requests while you wait.
I've already done all of the ones you have available for me at this point, though. And yeah, we've got a lot of level ups out of those requests. Now let's just go ahead and heal the damage that she caused to us. In fact, I think Oyamatsumi is the right level for me to fuse right now. Let me just quickly see if I can make it. It's weird because I often get Oyamatsumi... Well, Oyamatsumi's here, but we can now get Mother Harlot. Absorb Elect, Poison Breath, a lot of HP. Yeah, we'll be doing this all in the next part. But yeah, Oyamatsumi has a lot of HP. I often get you confused with Uberluris, but actually, they suffer from Fire Emblem 1 Board and Cord Syndrome. In most games they're in, they have the exact same artwork. Even though they're entirely different gods. Ha! Everything that Tamlin has can be passed down to you. That's interesting. And you get Power Charge. That's very interesting. I will have to get Kuhulin out of the compendium probably, but, Oh, I really like Tamlin, although Tamlin will eventually learn, an attack, a skill that buffs piercing attacks. I'd probably rather fuse this persona after I've got that, so you know what, I'll get to that later on. I'll think about that, in between parts. So, next time, we will be starting Floor 4 of the Inn of the Pride exhibit, one of the most infamous parts of any dungeon in this game. See you all then.